Guys, it's match week 7. We got 10 full games. We got some doozies this weekend. You guys ready to get into it?
Wait,
Yeah, let's do it.
It's
match week 7.
This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever you're listening. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Red Card Radio preview show for match week 7. Yes, Brad, this is the 7th game that will be played in the English Premier League this season. Let's just jump into it.
You sounded like you had something you wanted to say, Brad.
Yeah, you sound
This
like
is
you're
going
confused.
fast. Like this is almost a fifth of the season gone already,
Oh, he just did math. Whoa.
and I was close to right.
You got it
Better than I can do. We just broke James. He doesn't know what to do right now.
So take 38 and divide it by 5, Brad. How many games would it be?
You mean 7?
You said it was a fifth of the way through the season.
Yeah.
So 7 times 5 is what?
I rounded up from 18% to 20%.
I think 7 times 5 is okay.
Sometimes 5 is 35.
There you
and
go.
then we're 3 games.
Yeah, I think it's good.
I'm with you.
Okay. I agree with you.
Oh, you agree with my math? Sweet. It wasn't Sean math. Yes.
I just wanted you to do the math on camera.
Oh, okay.
And that table's starting to shake out, though. We're
yet.
getting there.
We have 3
We're
weeks
getting
left.
there.
All right.
We're getting there.
All right. Yeah, the table doesn't exist, and we're not even talking about it. We don't do the table in the preview episode. All right, match week 7.
I'm just saying, it's looking like what it's going to look like.
You guys going to let me tell the people what the games are this week? Or?
Yes. Go ahead.
Maybe.
Proceed.
All right.
Proceed with
Do
the
you want me to
game.
do it instead?
Saturday kicks off. We got Fulham hosting Chelsea at Craven Cottage. That's Chelsea's second London derby in a row. That's Fulham's second London derby in a row. We got Bournemouth hosting Brighton in El Sackio, number 2 of this season. We've got Leicester hosting Aston Villa. Either one of those managers could get fired at any moment. Maybe by the time you're listening to this, Brendon Rodgers has already been fired, and so it's no longer at El Sackio. Who knows? We got Liverpool hosting Wolves. Southampton are hosting Brentford. Rounding out Saturday, we've got City hosting Spurs. Now, I want everyone to remember when they're thinking about City and Spurs, you're like, oh, City's going to win that. Spurs did the double over City last year. So just keep that in the back of your mind. And one of them was with Nuno. So Sunday morning kicks off with Arsenal hosting Everton at the Emirates. Then we got West Ham hosting Newcastle. I'm sure Joel will be really excited for that one. Palace are hosting in-form Manchester United. And then Leeds are hosting Nottingham Forest. I hope Jesse Marsch is back on the sideline. But
He hasn't sat his game out yet.
according to him, if you get a red card, you're supposed to, whether it's football or soccer, you're supposed to miss a match, right? Right? All right.
Yeah.
We're kicking off our conversation this week. We're starting with Fulham and Chelsea.
I was curious if I could, and by virtue, you could. You started the rundown with Fulham hosts Chelsea at Craven Cottage, but then you didn't name any of the other stadiums, and so I went down, and I think the only one I couldn't name is Bournemouth. I know Brighton played at Amex, but that's Leicester Villa hosting at the King Power, Liverpool Wolves at Anfield, Southampton, Brentford, St. Mary's, City Stadium. Are they're Etihad?
Etihad.
Emirates,
Etihad.
the Olympic Stadium,
Wrong.
Selhurst.
It's now called the London Stadium.
Oh, they don't call it the Olympic Stadium anymore?
It's the London Stadium.
Then we got Selhurst and Ellen Road. And I was like running through it in my head. I was like, do I know?
The Vitality Stadium, by the way.
Vitality Stadium. That's right. That's good.
It's where Bournemouth play.
That's
Yes.
good. I forgot about that. So I forgot Bournemouth and I forgot Leicester was King Power.
Same here.
I actually, when I first read down it, I was reading the visitors and trying to name their stadiums. And I was like, I don't know Villa. I don't know Wolves.
Villa Park.
I don't know.
The park.
Aston Villa
Villa
just
Park.
played Villa
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah, I was thinking Villa Park, and then I was like Wolves. I was like
Molineux.
Wolves Park.
They played
Molineux. Yes.
Brentford is the
Brentford. I don't know.
It was the community stadium last year. It might have a sponsor this year. I'm not sure. Spurs play at
Spurs have a boring one. It's not White Hart Lane anymore. Even though it's still on White Hart Lane, it's just called Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
because they haven't sold the naming rights. But we'll still
They just need to call it White Hart Lane. Everyone else does.
we'll
like all the
No.
fans do.
we'll still call it the new White Hart Lane.
Levy wants money.
It's
So
called
it's
White
gonna
Hart
be
Lane. It's still, they didn't even move it. It's on the same city block as the old stadium.
Everton is Goodison. Newcastle is St. James. United is Old Trafford.
James.
Forest.
It is the county park. County. It's a locality and then park.
Fact check that, Brad. But what?
Yeah.
you're kind of right.
County grounds.
No, it's
City grounds. City grounds. All right. I knew it was a locale. It was a municipality and either grounds or park.
All right.
The most generic name ever.
Yes, it's City Park.
Do we want to talk about Fulham Chelsea now?
I guess so. I don't know. I just thought that was fun.
It was fun. I like it.
It was a good challenge.
I just had to cross out my timestamps and rewrite them again because I thought we were starting at the 3 minute, but now it's at 5.5 minutes, just so I can do timestamps later. But go, yeah, Brad, hit us. tell us about Fulham Chelsea.
3 minute one is just going to be the stadium quiz, but
that's a good one. I should do that.
West London Derby.
Yeah, this is a big one. You guys are like, you could throw a rock from Stamford Bridge and hit Craven Cottage, basically.
You
guys could throw
Thiago
a rock
will be
7
back.
miles.
We left Thiago Silva back home for Croatia, so he'll be rested starting in the middle.
Is that because his walker wouldn't get up on the plane?
Yeah, there was something like they couldn't get like the right sleeping bed for him or something. Like he needed some instrument for his old manness. I don't know.
Bengay or something.
Probably on the they couldn't put enough on the flight to get him there, so they left him home to rest.
Bengay.
I don't remember if you guys were
icy hot, but anyways, I think we win. I do think we win. I think Mitrovic probably still gets a goal, but I think we win. Well, I hope not.
This is an interesting.
I need a shutout.
This is an interesting situation. So Fulham have played really well, I think, in every game they've played this season. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have firsthand experience. I don't know if you guys were paying attention when I was live tweeting the game, but I'm watching the Fulham Tottenham game, and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, no, I tweeted it. I didn't text you guys. I was like, Tottenham need another goal because Mitrovic is about to Mitrovic, and it's gonna happen whether we have a second goal or not. So either we can get 3 points or 1 point, but it's gonna happen. And then Kane scores in the 75th minute, and of course, 8 minutes later, Mitrovic it scores the goal.
Mitrovic is going to Mitrovic. So I guess the question: you think Chelsea's going to win? I think that if I compare all of like the big teams that Fulham have played so far this year, they've played at Craven. They played at Craven Cottage against Liverpool. They played at the Emirates, and they played at White Hart Lane. They're welcoming Chelsea. I think of those four big clubs, Chelsea are the weakest of those four, in my opinion. Right now, form and also just players. That's just my opinion. I think that this is probably a game that Fulham could win. I won't be surprised if Fulham win. I mean, Chelsea just.
I don't think I disagree. But I think we're also in chaos.
You are.
Chelsea in chaos usually breeds results. Like, it might be a roller coaster. We might pull a Tottenham and do one of these.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see what reaction we get. Thiago will be back in the middle. It won't be Fofana, which I think Fofana can eventually take over for Thiago, but definitely not this year. As the general moving people and covering defenses, like I see Fofana in that future role or Levi, depending how many minutes he has at Brighton. But like, you're probably right. Mitrovic will Mitrovic. It's just, can Chelsea be clinical? Because clearly we weren't. We record this on Tuesday, guys. Clearly we weren't today, and we struggled with West Ham too. We had like 75% possession. Like, we should have had way more goals and opportunities. So it just depends on if Sterling hits the back of the net or Chilwell starts and does another amazing goal. Like, we got to find goals. So
I've said this before, but you guys seem to be dealing with what I've pointed out with Tottenham in the past, which is crazy for me to say with Harry Kane and Heung-min Son on the roster. But what I noticed in watching Chelsea is that in certain parts of the game, They need someone's individual skill to take over a play and make a play and score the goal.
Yeah.
And I don't. Sterling has shown the capability of doing that, but before that, you don't really have that player.
We
But
didn't before,
Tottenham
like,
didn't either.
since Hazard left, we haven't had that. I agree.
I'm not sure Sterling is that guy.
I think he can. He's shown the ability to do
I
that.
don't think Sterling's going to dribble 7 people and get a shot off and score. I think Sterling will be will get the tap in goal that he will be in the right place at the right time.
I'm not saying Maradona in the '86 World Cup. I'm just saying make the run that matters at the moment.
Well, no. I disagree. The runs happen. The passes don't.
Yeah, so this is my point about Sterling, is that Sterling shined in a Manchester City team because Manchester City is otherworldly. Like, everyone on that team could probably play in any team in the world. Like, any single player, and maybe not their setup, maybe not John Stones or Nathaniel Ake or something like that, but like most of their players could walk into any team in the world. I guess I don't think the same is true at Chelsea right now.
Right now, let's play that game. John Stones starting at Arsenal?
No, he's not.
No.
Really? No. John Stones starting at Chelsea?
No.
I think you guys are underrating John Stones because I say yes.
Does he start at Tottenham?
Yes.
Wait, you guys, he's still playing Eric Dyer.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so think about Arsenal. Is he sitting Gabriel or William Saliba?
Oh, Gabriel.
Well, see, that's a tough one because 3 weeks ago I probably would have said Saliba. But he looks good.
I've been telling you guys for 2 years he's good.
But anyway, like, I see your point. I see what your point. Like, does Haaland start for Arsenal?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Does he start for Chelsea?
Yes.
Does he start for Tottenham? Yeah. I don't know. Does Haaland start over Kane?
Yes.
You just put Kane on the right? You said Kulusevski.
Yeah, probably.
Or you do 2 at the top.
4-4-2.
Yeah, I was going to say, or Kane plays the center attacking mid.
Yeah, just Cam.
And Haaland and Son are up top.
Just play 4-4-2. Put Son out on the left wing in the left midfielder, Kulusevski in the right midfielder, and put Haaland and Kane up together.
How gross would that be?
It would be 150 goals a season, probably. All right. Let's not play that whole game because that would take away a lot of time. Brad, you think Chelsea's gonna win?
Yes.
Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. We'll see. Check it out. It's 7:30 a.m. if you're on the East Coast.
Let's slide down to Arsenal Everton there, sir.
Okay.
What are you thinking here?
Arsenal Everton.
Everton is scrappy. Like, they're not good. Don't get me wrong. They are not good. And I like Skinny Frank. I love Skinny Frank, right? He's a legend. They're scrappy. That's the best word I can use to describe them.
I think Arsenal win this game handily. And the reason why I think we win this game handily is because we lost to United. I think that because we lost to United, Arteta is going to look for a response. And he's going to get some response against Zurich in the Europa League. But I think that the big response were with the whole first team, with Jesus back in the team and Zinchenko and Xhaka. I think he's going to get a full response in the league against Everton. I think we win the game 3-0, something like that.
Everton, I agree with you, Brad. Everton have taken on the personality of their manager. Because let's be honest, we were all in our infancy in watching football in the early 2000s. Lampard is not the most athletic man in the world. He's not the most naturally born gifted player in the world. He's very intelligent with the ball. He tries his ass off on every play. That I remember watching him. He works his ass off. He's very technical, things that you can work on and improve at. And he's where he needs to be. But he is not the most naturally gifted. Yeah, he's not
No.
naturally gifted or naturally athletic.
Yeah.
He just works really hard and he practiced really hard to
Mhm.
get to where he was. And
Yeah.
that's what made him great. And
Yep.
you're seeing that come out in Everton. They're not good players, but they work really hard.
Yeah. I will be upset if Arsenal don't handily win this game. Honestly,
They should.
if Arsenal win the game,
But-
I'm going to be happy. If we draw the game, I'm going to be upset. If we lose the game, I'm going to.
But we played this game
I
with
don't
Fulham.
know.
Let's play this game with Everton though. They drew. They lost to Chelsea. Hold on, I just had it up. I'm so sorry. I clicked the wrong button and messed it up. They drew 4 games now.
Yeah,
Brentford, Leeds, Liverpool,
they're-
Nottingham Forest.
They're Palace from last year where they're just going to draw every game.
They were in the Chelsea game. As much as I hate to say that, they were in the Chelsea game.
But that was at Goodison Park, right?
Yes, they were in.
The Liverpool game.
They were in the
Yeah.
Aston Villa game. They were in the Liverpool game again at Goodison Park. They were in the Brentford game in London.
I don't know. Are you trying to tell me that Brentford is
No,
equal
Arsenal
levels to
wins.
Arsenal? Okay. All right. Cool.
I could. You want me to?
No.
I think I did say something like that about Tottenham once.
We're moving to the El Sackio. This is Leicester Villa. Apologies if you guys are watching this and Brendon Rodgers has already been sacked. But if he hasn't been and he loses to Aston Villa, he is 100% going to be sacked. I think kind of in the same vein with Steven Gerrard is I think Steven Gerrard's on very thin ice at Aston Villa as well.
Well, they're both really similar. They're both really similar in their styles. Where they've both spent money recently. They both expect to be where they were, or Villa are not. They're not one to skimp. They
No.
spend money.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Villa spent money, but Brendan Rodgers didn't get to spend money. That's
Leicester-
his biggest gripe.
Yeah, Leicester hasn't
That's
spent a lot of
different.
money.
But in the past, they
They
provide
spent
replacements.
smart money.
They spent smart money. We did it in the off season. I said that when I looked at Leicester, I went, I don't know how they do this. Where they sell off players, Mahrez, and then they just find somebody else to replace him.
It's what
And-
Brighton's doing right now.
Yeah, and I don't
Yeah.
understand it. I just looked at their roster and was like, all right, I just trust whatever they do. Whatever. Like they're gonna be good. So I don't know why Leicester is so bad, because they're clearly their pattern or their strategy is working. But both of them expect to be top half.
Should be. Yeah, Villa spent a lot of money and followed who Gerrard wanted too. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Clearly, Brendan Rodgers is the number one candidate to be sacked.
Yeah.
But Gerrard is right behind him.
And Moyes is right. Those three are
Yeah.
3 peas in a pod of about to get fired.
Moyes is definitely on thin ice as well, I think.
Yeah.
So
But we'll see. El Sackio.
Who do you
And
guys-
I think a draw hurts both of them too. I
Let's-
think one of them needs points.
this is the match we're picking results for.
Ooh.
Brad, what's the
Ooh.
what do you think is going to result? Leicester Villa.
0-1.
So Villa win 1-0.
Yeah.
All right, Sean.
Watkins.
Ooh, Ollie Watkins.
I think he's the best player on the field in that game.
Coutinho, right? Or is he on West Ham?
Coutinho's
Yeah.
on Villa.
Coutinho's on Villa.
It's 2-1 with the brace by Coutinho.
Okay.
So Villa's winning again.
I am picking a disgusting 0-0 draw.
As
Probably.
as Tamzid would say, it's a terrorist of a game.
Yeah, this is going to
Probably.
be terrorism football at its finest.
There we go.
I don't think either one wants the ball either, because like Leicester clearly plays on the counter. That's how their whole team
Yeah,
has been
that's how-
focused. Villa, I don't think plays possession heavy. I mean, you
No.
could with Coutinho, but they don't. Yeah, you might be right with that 0-0, and they just keep passing the ball to the ref.
We've got to finish this off though. City versus Spurs. This is a
Ooh.
2 title contenders coming into it. Big heavyweight battle. They're both on 14 points, I believe, coming into this match week. Neither one has lost. This is the invincible watch. Are we going to be down to 1 invincible after this week, Sean? 1 invincible potential?
Yes.
Okay. Sean's predicting a winner.
Yes.
That sigh
Yes,
says something here.
it's gonna be Spurs are the invincible watch. Without doing research, which I should have done, I want to say in the last 3 years we've taken
A lot of points.
I know last year we got 6. I believe we've taken 14 points off of City in the last 3 years.
That sounds about right.
Four wins and 2 draws. I don't think we've lost to City in 2 years. Or 3 years. I'm sorry. I don't think we've lost to City in the last 3 years. So I don't anticipate this being a loss.
Except when you guys fired Jose
In the cup, you're talking about?
in the cup.
In the cup. All right. Sorry, in the league. I don't think we've lost in the league to City in 3 years. I could be mistaken on that. But one thing I wanted to bring up, and I mentioned to you guys, the build-up play in the Fulham game is insanely different with Longley in the back. He is an excellent passer as a center back, and so is Romero. And Dyer's okay. He has his moments, but honestly, like he's a pretty good. I mean, he's a former midfielder before he was moved to center back. But those three together, the passing out of the back is insane. So what I hope they do is play Sanchez and Davies in the Champions League game. Sorry, I was blanking on it. In the Champions League game. Sorry, you spend 3 years not in the Champions League, you forget where you play.
You wanted to say Europa so bad, which like
I
if I
did.
say Europa, it's gonna be wrong. Brad's gonna joke on me again for picking them to win Europa League.
Yeah. So no, but honestly, there was one passage of play where Romero passes it deep to the midfield, and then I think it was to Højbjerg, and that goes back to Longley, and then that immediately gets returned long up the wing to Son in like a W fashion across the field. And I was like, wow, I have not seen that out of Spurs ever in the history of me watching. What is this? What is this team I'm watching? So that's going to really help against City because they press, they're getting after you all day. So being able to pass out of the back breaks that.
Yeah.
And they can't do that as much as they want to. Because if you let City get to you, they will. You'll get your. I was about to cuss. You'll get your butt beat really quick playing against City if you let them be in your face all day.
I hear you.
So quick point of order for you, Sean. Manchester City beat Spurs on February 13th in 2021. So we have lost in the last 3 years. Yes, but in your last 5 results, you have picked up 12 points. In the last 5
Okay.
results. I don't know what the 6th.
So I was close.
Yeah, but
I was close.
I don't know what the 6th result. You might have picked up 15 points in the last 6 results. I don't know, or it could be 12.
That's all well and good, Sean, and I hear you, and I'm glad you're excited to watch your team play still. But you forgot about the alien.
Are you about to throw Haaland at me? Did you see his goal this weekend?
It doesn't bro. The man is
ridiculous.
An alien. It's 600 minutes and 10 goals.
He could have easily just leaned over and just headed that ball in. He decided to jump 13 feet in the air and just deflect it with his foot. It was ridiculous.
Like, look, I hear you. And if we looked at those last 5 results, I'm betting the XG is probably like 15-3, and it's not in Tottenham's favor.
Yes, you're probably right on that.
Like, I know I'm right because that's what every single time. Like every single match stats after the game is like, City should have scored 4 goals. Well, guess what? Haaland is scoring 2 of those 4 goals that should be scored.
They have to management has to apologize to Lloris after the game.
Yes. The Conte's like, do you need a vacation? You can go to my home in Italy.
Well, we did briefly talk. Oh, I don't know if we talked about this on the pod or not. I don't remember what we talked about. But. This is going to be interesting. This is the first time, legitimately, Haaland will be going up against real deal center backs. Like Romero's not going to play around with Haaland.
He's probably going to.
Neither is Dyer.
You played against Liverpool, or you already played against Van Dijk. I don't know what you're talking about.
Van Dijk's a bum now.
You're talking about.
Are you guys?
You're talking about.
Are you guys? Have you watched? Have you watched
Give
any
me
of their
timestamp, give me
games?
timestamp. 24:30. Van Dijk is a
Have you
bum.
watched any Liverpool games? That dude's a bum. He's getting crossed up by some dude who played in Salzburg or something last year. The Isaac sent him for a sent him and Trent, but we've already talked about Trent. Sent both of them for a hot dog and then buried it. Then they called it offsides for no reason.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'm inclined to agree with Brad here. I think Spurs. This is the best Spurs team that has been around in a while. But I don't think that the number of center backs you have is enough to contain the attack of City.
And you can bring on Doherty and Sanchez.
I think if
you can have 13 on 11, and I think City still wins this game.
I don't think that's true, but
no, it's closer than you think.
I do think it's close, and I think it's going to be a cagey affair until someone scores.
Until De Bruyne just finds Haaland,
yeah,
like he did on the weekend.
Yeah.
So,
let us know in the comments what you guys think about any of these matches. If you were turning on your television and it happened to be 10 a.m. on Saturday and you just needed a game to watch, might I suggest as the Red Card Radio pick of the week for you would be Southampton and Brentford. So this should be a pretty good affair. Both these teams are in similar positions in the table. They should be playing some interesting football. Brentford certainly want to get after it. Southampton definitely want to get at it. So if you only have one match that you can watch, that would be the match that we recommend for you. And also, of course, we will need a match report in the YouTube comments, tactics, formations, all that good stuff, and your general opinions on the referees, because we'll need it to be able to talk about it in the review, because there's only so much football that three dudes can watch in one weekend.
Can we please not have any VAR issues this week?
Yo, that's the hope, man. But
love it.
But we will have VAR issues.
We will.
Until next time, thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, give us a follow, ring the sub notification bell, share this podcast with your favorite Manchester United supporter. This was one of the few weeks where we haven't slandered Manchester United, so definitely share it with them. Just keep tuning in because we got more content rolling out next week after all these games are played, and we would love to have you back then. But until that time, that's at KS Brad G. That's at Whiteheart_Sean. I am at James Tiffany. You can reach us all. Oh, excuse me, I just hit my microphone. You can reach all of us at redcard_radio. And until next time, have a good one. We will see you soon.